Evil Dead Rise brings the Deadites to a run-down apartment complex where a twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Now, Evil Dead is a franchise where I follow occasionally. I really enjoyed the original 1981 movie. It was extremely creepy. I loved what they did with the movie for the time it was made. Then after that, I wasn't really a huge fan of what was going on. Then they remade the original back in 2013, and I thought that was probably one of the best remakes I've ever seen. Horror movies have really leveled up over the years, and this one, Evil Dead Rise, is one that I left the theater with only one word that I could think of, and that was wow. This was a great movie. It was an absolute beautiful bloodbath. Now, Lee Cronin directed this movie, and I have to say that I don't know a lot about Lee Cronin, but the best compliment I could give him is that if I did not know who directed this movie, I would have told you this was a Sam Raimi film. That's how good he did with this film. The cinematic shots in this were outstanding. I couldn't believe some of the angles and the shots and the depictions that we got in this film in a way that made this film even more creepy than I could have possibly imagined. It's not always about the blood or the gore or the creature. It's a lot of times the angle, the camera angle, the way you see it. That's what really adds that creep factor, and the way they do that in here is so well done. And on top of that, the sound effects, the music, the ambiance. This was one of the best horror films I've seen in a long time. Now, this stars Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie. She is our main headliner here, along with her sister Beth, played by Lily Sullivan. And I can't say enough about these two on how great they did as loving sisters and quickly turning to opposing enemies. The way Alyssa Sutherland brought the Deadite alive with her body language and just the way she played that character was absolute genius. The way they had her on the ceiling of the bathroom, she did so good up there. And then the way she creeped out of the bathtub, oh my God, it gave me chills. It did, just peering over the edge of the tub and then saying, "Mommy's with the maggots now." Oh, it was great. I have chills thinking about it right now. I definitely think she should audition for more horror movies. This is something I think is right up her alley. I had chills going down my spine when she was on screen. But on the opposite end of the coin, we also have Beth, who was the hero of the movie, and she did an incredible job as well. She had so many different roles to play here. The sister, the aunt, the hero, I can't mention that part, but she does so good in expressing so many different emotions and really getting into the character. I cannot say how impressed I was with her. Now, the great thing about this movie is it gave me everything I wanted but wasn't sure I was going to get. I got the jump scares, the paranormal scares, the blood and the gore. Every possible element of a horror movie you could think of is in this movie. They really did keep me on the edge of my seat, and I feel like it said so much that it kind of loses its meaning, but I really was on the edge of my seat, just, grasping the chair arms and really anxiously awaiting what was going to happen next. Now, one thing I was very curious about, I did hear something about a cheese grater in this movie, and when I saw it, I definitely kind of got chills, and I will never look at my cheese grater the same way again. The creativity in this movie was very, very well thought out, for sure. And it really is all about those little details. When one of the Deadites is chewing on a wine glass and you see the shards going down the throat, slowly move in there, and you're thinking, oh, that looks so painful. That's the kind of stuff I really enjoy. Now, when it comes to the Book of the Dead and how and where it was found, you got to think, why would you touch that? Even the most curious of people with the worst intentions would think, with where I'm finding this book and its surroundings and what's going on here, it just, this is something I should probably leave alone. But no, we're going to take it. And we're going to do everything we can to open it. But of course, that's what makes a great movie. You do the things you're not supposed to do, and then you get into the trouble that you're not supposed to be in. Now, we have a couple other characters in this movie that pop up for a brief amount of time, but as soon as they do, you know they're strictly there to be a victim. They're a body bag, they're a body count, they're just something there to throw a little extra blood on the wall. And that's fine. I enjoy that. You got to set the scene somehow. It can't just be the one family, because in all reality, that entire apartment complex is doomed. And what's a horror movie without a few senseless victims? Overall, I will say this was one of my favorite horror movies in a very long time, and one I will definitely watch over and over again. And with that being said, I'm actually going to be looking forward to more Lee Cronin movies in the future, because he did a knockout job with this one. If you've seen it, join me down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.